Here with Jerry Cloninger, he's my grandpa, and he was recently hospitalized in July and August for ulcers in his colon, and later on in the hospital he contracted pneumonia. If you could summarize your image of nursing into one word, what one word would that be?
Love. Because of the way they treated me, I consider nurses angels of mercy because of their caring and loving and taking care of me. If it wasn't for the nurse on the floor, I would be dead today because she recognized something. My wife called her. She recognized it and they called in a response to it. It saved my life.
Tell us how an interaction with a nurse has made a difference in your life.
The interaction would be that all the nurses that, when I say help me, minister to me, is a good way of putting it, was very loving, very kind, very considerate. And like I said, I consider them angels of mercy. There was this one, she went beyond anything that you could ever ask. I mean, she was very considerate. When I needed something, she would recognize it and get it corrected and help me with it. And, you know, I was confused. I don't even remember going in the hospital and then waking up from all those tests and all the drugs that they gave me. I didn't realize where I was at. I thought I was at home. But I knew that all this sophisticated equipment sounds crazy, but I'd asked them, I said, why are y'all putting all this equipment in my house for, my home? I said, man, I can't afford this equipment. What are y'all doing? They would just grin at me. One of the things about it, 2 o'clock in the morning, normally I would wake up and it would be every time I woke up, it'd be a different scenario. Because sometimes I'd think I was away. I mean, I was in a different place, and I could recognize what it was, and I'd ask them, where am I? Where am I? At 2 o'clock in the morning, the poor nurses, you know. But they were very kind, very gentle, and very informative. They'd say, you're in the hospital. And I said, no, I'm at home. I'm not at home. Now it's kind of humorous, I guess, but back then it wasn't, you know. And they were giving me some drugs that would put me kind of like whoopee, and I'd be whoopee, you know. I'd be kind of crazy. But I appreciate what the nurses do.
Are there any recommendations for future nurses that you can think of?
Well, one of the things that I would probably say is that the more knowledge, because the more knowledge you have, the more things you can recognize. And when you recognize something in somebody who's real sick, and saving their life, I mean, to me, there's no greater honor than saving somebody's life. But you put your life into their hands when you go into the hospital. And thank the good Lord that they've got good training, good education. The more, you know, Scripture says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And I would apply that to a nurse. The more knowledge she's got, the better equipped she is. The better equipped she is, the better it is, because she can recognize something very quickly, as this nurse did with me. Because when they did a test on me, I aspirated, and it went in my lungs. So very quickly I got pneumonia, and started going downhill real quickly. If she hadn't recognized it, she said, yeah, he'll be all right in a couple of hours. A couple of hours had been too late. So her knowledge and her wisdom, I would say partly because of her experience too, but also that she cared. That would be tremendous.
Okay, thank you for this interview and providing us with all these insights for all these nursing students.
Thank you.